Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's an honor to be here today to have the opportunity to provide testimony on behalf of these very important matters, that we're here to discuss today. And I also want to say thank you to Vice Chair and to members of the committee as well to have the opportunity to provide my testimony. My name is Lonna Jackson Street. I am the current chairwoman of the Spirit Lake Tribe in North Dakota. We come from north central North Dakota. We're part of the original 1867 treaty along with the Siston-Wapton Sioux tribe of Dakotas. And so it gives me great honor to speak on behalf of our people back at home. The Spirit Lake Tribe is a sovereign nation. And like I said, we're recognized by the 1867 treaty. The Spirit Lake Tribe is home to about 8,000 tribal members and 450 square miles of reservation lands, including the Devil's Lake waters, which is North Dakota's largest natural lake. Our lake is vital. It's a part of our traditional and cultural heritage, and it is essential for tourism, hospitality, and is the mainstay of our economy. Despite our efforts, we suffer poor health and reduced life expectancy. Poor infrastructure, high unemployment, and social and economic dislocation are major factors for us. Our homicide rate is 4 times higher than the non-Hispanic whites. Within this year, 5 murders occurred within our reservation boundaries, and this is far too many. To protect our children and families, we've developed our Tiwahe program, a community-based approach to provide caring family-type support for troubled youth and adults. Our Tiwahe program effectively marshals resources to provide better support for our youth and families, to improve employment opportunities, and to enhance social service support while reducing the need for foster care by keeping families intact. We also endorsed key recommendations of the Native Children's Commission study, including providing culturally relevant trauma care for our youth in the juvenile justice system, integrating Native history, culture, and languages into education for our children, and to also recognize and treat the historical trauma that continues to injure our youth and our nations. Similarly, we support passage of the Native Children's Commission Implementation Act because our youth are significantly overrepresented in the federal justice system. We urgently need help for our children to avoid such incarcerations, which often expose them to drug dealers and other serious offenders. A Tribal Juvenile Justice Advisory Commission could help gather resources from DOJ and other agencies to address juvenile justice needs, and it could help fund and develop programs like Tiwahe to reduce foster care placements and Native youth incarcerations. MMIP continues to be a scourge for us at Spirit Lake. We are very thankful for the passage of Savannah's Act. Savannah Graywin was our tribal member who grew up at Spirit Lake. Savannah was murdered, had her baby torn from her body, and thrown into a river like she didn't matter. But we honor her memory with our annual Savannah Graywin Day at home. Tragically, we continue to have MMIP cases such as Gemini Posey, who's still missing, Isaac Hunt, who was missing for a year and about 10 months and who has recently been, his remains have recently been found. Mr. Gray Bear, who was found and recovered in Arizona. These cases underscore the need to work across jurisdictional lines to protect our women, children, and men. We therefore propose a model law enforcement cooperation agreement with our neighbors so that when we have a missing person, our U.S. Attorney will help coordinate search and rescue efforts. This is the best chance of rescue for our people within the first 72 hours of them going missing. So today we stand ready to develop this initiative, which could be a model framework to help other tribes. In addition, we need more funding for law enforcement needs on Indian reservations under federal and tribal criminal law enforcement jurisdiction. Congress should increase funding for OJS and Interior from $580 million in fiscal year 26 to $950 million in fiscal year 27. We also call for the passage of an Indian Country Violent Crime Fighting Act with the Interior Secretary and U.S. Attorney General as co-chairs alongside of tribal leaders across Indian country, basically codifying the Lady Justice Task Force. To back up this effort, we need major DOJ block grants, 638 contracts and compacts funding, and joint BIA-DOJ funding for annual tribal master law enforcement plans. To protect Native peoples, Congress should also require Homeland Security ICE agents to receive training to work with Indian tribes, including education on the rights of tribes to issue tribal IDs. Congress should also establish an Interior BIA program to support Public Law 102477 framework and should fund much-needed tribal government law enforcement training, staffing, equipment, and facilities from DHS appropriations. In closing, our Tiwahe program, the passage of the Native Children's Commission Implementation Act, as well as our other recommendations, are essential to save the generations of our youth in Indian country. As Sitting Bull once said, if we can put our hearts and minds together, we can make a better life for our children. With that, thank you for my opportunity to testify.
Thank you, Chairwoman. We will next turn to Councilmember Johnson. Welcome.